Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on Balboabtw. Inside of this video, I want to give you guys basically the best race and subclass combos inside of Rune because a lot of people have been asking that. They're like, oh, I'm doing Samurai, what race should I get? Or, oh, I have Seraphim, what subclass should I go with it? You know, what's the best with it? And things like that. So inside of this video, I do want to give you guys the best combos for you guys to use as far as race and subclass goes inside of Rune. If you guys end up enjoying the video, like, subscribe, and do all that. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it. So to make this video, I will be using the Trello. I did talk to one of like the head mods and things like that. You guys can see right here. Basically, he said angel, 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 demon, 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 boom, boom, boom. I'll be giving you guys other suggestions because obviously, you know, a lot of you guys won't have Seraphim or Infernum because they're 1%. So I'll be giving you guys other options and things like that that you guys can be using as well. And some underrated ones and things like that. So starting off, we have the Archer path. And Archer path is pretty straightforward, where basically the best thing for it is going to be Seraphim. It's like just blatant that is the best thing for it, because Seraphim just has overall the best buffs for it. I believe if you go like 4-winged with it, it's very strong. But you can really probably do anything with it. Just Seraphim is going to be the best option for the Archer path. That's basically what I see every single person run on their build. Whenever they play Archer, they're running Seraphim. And there's no real other suggestion that I do have. If you play Archer and you want to leave someone, you know, a race inside the comments that works well with it that isn't Seraphim, hey, be my guest. This video, if you guys have any underrated ones that people don't usually run or anything like that, feel free to leave it inside the comments and I'll look through them and things like that. Now, for the warrior path, most of these as well is going to be Angel, but there is one underrated build that I do want to talk about, and that is going to be Slime with Knight. Slime with Knight is a very, very insane build for you guys to run. I know Knight itself isn't that good, but if you run Slime with Knight, it's actually pretty insane. Because basically, you're getting a bunch of damage reduction. Basically, you're getting a bunch of damage reduction by using Slime. And then you're using Knight, which also has just insane shields and things like that. From what I've heard from other people, is when you're using this build, you basically won't die, right? You won't die. I've heard a lot of people that have literally war stories of them fighting against someone using Knight and Slime, and they simply just don't die, like, ever. But as far as Swordmaster and Berserker go, once again, the best thing is going to be Seraphim. For almost everything inside the game, it's Seraphim, because Seraphim is just, you know, kind of that brain dead to the point where it's, like, just that crazy. Now, for Mages, it's actually different. Mages is going to be either or, right? I believe Warlock, you can be Seraphim, but also Infernum works pretty well as well. But I do believe for Warlock, Seraphim is going to be the best thing, and then for Sorcerer, the best thing is actually going to be Infernum. That's just how it is, right? Because if you guys don't know, Infernum does have the Sit's Horn, which you guys can read right here. It gives you 20% more fire attack, and it has an actual ability that's like perfect for mage builds. I would say even maybe Warlock is going to be better on Infernum, just because of, you know, the Sit's Horn capabilities and things like that. You having more fire damage, you having a new ability that is actually pretty good for mages, things like that. Infernum is pretty good when it does come to that. For the Thief branch, for both of these, I believe it's actually going to be Demon. I think Assassin, you might want to run Seraphim over it, but I know for a fact Ninja, you're going to want to run Infernum, and I believe you're going to want to run Fourhorn. And the reason why you're going to want to run Fourhorn is because the ability plus Ninja's abilities is just insane. It could be Two-Horn because of the speed boost, though, so just keep that in mind. I don't know exactly what you run. I'm just kind of going off of what the mod told me and things like that. But basically, for almost everything inside the game, Infernum or Seraphim will work perfectly fine. Vampire will probably work perfectly fine. And then Half Golem will probably work perfectly fine as well, just because of the damage reduction and things like that. For the Striker path, both of these are going to be, or no, Ashura is going to be Demon, and then Monk is going to be Angel. And that's just because they work better with that one, right? It's really just that simple. They work better with that respective one. Priest is Angel, right? But Priest can really run off anything. If you want to run the damage reduction, so you have a little bit of, you know, so you don't take as much damage, because Priest doesn't really have anything that, like, helps itself. It just helps other people. So if you want to run Half Golem for the damage reduction, you could do that. And then for Samurai, I would say Infernum, Seraphim, Vampire. Really, there's a lot. Ghoul probably runs with it perfectly fine. There's a lot that can run really good with it. Now, obviously, there's a lot of underrated combos inside the game as well. But basically, when it comes to race combos, if you have Seraphim, you can pick anything. If you have Infernum, you can basically almost go anything. If you have Infernum, my personal recommendations for things that you should run would either be Astra, Ninja, or the Samurai. I feel like those three are the ones that like represent Infernum's playstyle probably the best. But like I said, you could go Sorcerer as well because it works really well together. If you're Seraphim, you can go whatever you want. It works really well with literally anything in the game. If you're Vampire, I would say it works really well with Ninja. I would say it works really well with Samurai. It probably works well with Berserker. Maybe Swordmaster as well. Dullahan, I don't really know. You guys can kind of go anything. My personal recommendation would maybe be Berserker, Ninja, Samurai, because I feel like the move that you do get with Dullahan would probably work pretty well with Samurai. Bunny is underrated. Bunny is definitely underrated because you did a good move, right? And then you also did the carrot, which you guys can see how brain dead this carrot is. It's edible in combat, and you just regen like crazy. It's actually kind of insane. You heal 150 HP, and you can eat it while in combat. Bunny is definitely underrated. A lot of people haven't been talking about Bunny. Bunny is definitely one of those underrated races that you can kind of run anything with it just because you have a good move, and then you also have the Bunny carrot, which is just absolutely insane. Half Golem, once again, it's good. You did damage reduction. You did a good amount of damage reduction, and that's all that you really need to know. You did damage reduction. Slime as well, you did damage reduction, and I believe it has a decent ability as well. But Slime, honestly, I would just run it with Night, because that's what everyone talks about. Then we have this new race, which you did a Roar. It's good. It's basically just a different version of Vampire. You did a cool ability. This one, I've never seen anybody use this. I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen a single person use that. It might be good for the like jump boost, and that's basically it. This one as well doesn't really seem that crazy. Maybe the immunity. This one actually seems kind of good. This one seems kind of good. Fall damage reduction, speed boost, jump height. Seems decent. Ghoul, I know it has a decent ability. This ability is pretty decent. You get more magic attack, and then you guys can see here, you do just some stuff like that, and then you have that. And then Orc, Elf, Human. These ones are all pretty much okay. They're alright. They're nothing like crazy. But if you have them, they are good. Like Elf is good. Human's good. Orc, I think Orc might be the worst thing in the game, to be honest, but it's okay. But yeah, basically, if you have Seraphim, if you have Infernum, if you have Vampire, you have Bunny, you have Half Golem, you can run it with anything inside the game, and you'll be perfectly fine. If you guys want to leave some underrated combos inside the comments down below, you guys can feel free to do that. This is just my own personal recommendations, things like that. I know a lot of people were upset at this tier list that I made about the races and things like that. And honestly, I don't think what I said inside the tier list was necessarily wrong. If you have Seraphim, Infernum, Vampire, or Half Golem, you basically, you can run anything that you want. Whereas the other races, you know, they might have one build, like how Slime has Night, but that's all that it really has. Things like that. But yeah, if you guys end up enjoying the video, like, subscribe, do all that. Leave your own combos inside the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys inside the next one. Peace.